everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Always Open. We're so glad you're here. Thank you for joining us today. I'm your host, Barbara Dunkelman, and today I'm joined by two lovely guests, starting with
Griff
and
Barbara Baudour.
Woo!
I thought you were going to say our names.
Me too.
Do you want me to? Griff and Barbara Baudour.
Hello.
I should start introducing. I feel like that's nicer if I introduce the guests.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a courtesy instead of you guys having to do it yourself. But I don't know.
You can throw us out to sink or swim. That's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
Do you know your name?
Now's the test. First time guest, Barbara. Hello.
Really?
Hello. Yes. First time guest.
I thought you'd have done this before.
No, I did a couple episodes of The Most. We were on that together.
We were.
That was a good time.
It was all Barbara's.
Yeah.
That
Oops, all
episode.
Barbara's.
Oops, all Barbara's. Yeah.
The Most was good. I loved The Most.
That was fun.
The Most was a podcast we did. I think it was birthed out of the pandemic.
It was.
Hosted by Andrew and Drew.
Yeah.
That were they did a lot of stuff that we used to do in Always Open, like these rapid fire questions and these like kind of opening icebreaker questions.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a good time.
Yeah, but it wasn't in studio.
It was terrifying. It was remote, but it was live, and it was just my whole body was like,
I think that's the show I've done in the most locations.
oh, okay. The Most location.
The most locations, yeah.
Oh.
Like probably 4 or 5 different places.
Wow.
Four places. Yeah.
What? How? Were you not just at home the whole
One at
time?
my old apartment, one at my parents' house, one at my new apartment, and one in LA in Fiona's apartment.
Wow.
Yeah. 4.
Oh my God. I did it from the same place every time.
Yeah.
My house.
Same. Yep.
Yeah.
I bounced around a lot.
I was in Eric's office.
Where he has his camera.
I had to
and
kick him out.
microphone.
If you have work, that's a real bummer for you.
I know. Too bad. So sad. Take your laptop.
Technically,
Bye.
you also had work for his work, so
I was working, yes.
yeah.
Just like you are right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
Working
is
for
my
it.
job.
It's true. Somehow my job too, which I'm very grateful for.
Very grateful. So grateful.
I am really excited to for this episode today because it's something I've wanted to do an episode about for a very long time.
Years.
It is not going to be everyone's cup of tea, so
What?
I will tell you that now. This episode might not be for you. That's okay. If it's not, you simply could not watch it.
Or, hear me out. Open your mind.
Or
Experience new things.
Stick around.
Give
see
it
what
a
happens.
chance. Like, it could be fun. It could be silly. It could be goofy. It could be good. You could actually maybe like it. You don't even know. Because you
Exactly.
wrote it off.
Exactly.
We're talking about pegging.
Yep.
Welcome to the pegging episode.
Welcome to the pegging episode. The pegasode.
I am an expert in it, so that's why I'm
Yeah, that's why
here
we brought
to
Barbara
share.
here.
Well,
Yeah.
got a
I
lot
mean,
of data.
You are married to Eric,
Yeah, so we can only assume.
Sure.
we all been new.
We've been there.
Well, today, in reality, we are going to be talking a lot about astrology.
Ooh,
Yay.
astrology.
Astrology.
Let's go.
And that's, one of the reasons why we've been wanting to have Barbara on the show for so long is because you have such a vast knowledge and insight to astrology. And I'm curious as to like how that started or like what even got you interested in the first place.
It is definitely my current hyperfixation. It's lasting a long time, so
been
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it seems like it's been going for a while.
It's been a minute. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like throughout your whole life, you'll hear about it and be like, "Oh, you're a Libra. What does that mean?" Like, who doesn't want to hear about their own chart? But my uncle was always really into it, and so he like did my birth chart when I was born, and like he was
That's
super
cute.
into it. Yeah.
What he told you when he did your birth chart accurate to how you feel about yourself now?
Fairly accurate. Yeah. I mean, we were both Libras, so
My mom's a Libra.
yeah, your
Yeah.
mom rules.
Every Libra I know is different.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Well-
is that part of it?
I
Yes.
mean, Libra is like it's the sign of us, not me. So they tend to, especially in social settings, they tend to just like mirror what they are handed.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Sometimes when you get two Libras together, especially because I'm also neurodivergent, I'm like masking and waiting for you to do something, and then I'm like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
But two Libras are just like, how do we do this? And
Because you're both waiting for each other.
yeah. we're just being like really nice.
An
and going like,
unstoppable force and an immovable object is what two Libras are. It's just like,
yes.
I feel like it's like when two people pleasers get together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what do you want to eat for dinner?
I don't know.
What do you want to eat?
I'm happy doing whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I'm unhappy deciding. So
I feel like that could be said for a lot of people. So before we get into the astrology talk, I like to have a little icebreaker question that we go through. And I was thinking about this one yesterday.
oh boy.
It's a what would you rather question.
Okay.
Easy. 2 options. Would you rather have a person in your life who takes care of all the cleaning in your house. The laundry, the sweeping, the mopping, the dishes, like everything like that, all the cleaning? Or would you rather have someone take care of all the food situations, shopping for groceries, cooking all your meals, cleaning the kitchen, like doing all that stuff? One or the other.
You feeling strongly about this? You want to dive in?
Food, 100%.
Someone handling the food for you?
Yeah, I like cooking, but I love cleaning.
You okay?
So, I the worst part about cooking is like is ironically the cleanup, because when I like to clean stuff, I'm like, ooh, I like to tidy and organize. But then when it's like a kitchen, I'm just like, oh, I got sauce everywhere. This is gross. And then it's like, oh, I gotta load the dishes. I gotta unload the dishes. Like, that's not cleaning. Loading and unloading the dishes, like I like doing laundry. I like folding the laundry. Hate putting it away. It's the same thing. And the kitchen to me feels all like putting laundry away. So I would do all of the other cleaning except the kitchen.
Okay.
I would love
fair.
someone to do food in kitchen. Absolutely.
I support that so much. Incorrect. I hate cleaning. I don't want to do it. I want everything to be clean. I want no part in it. I also don't really cook. Like, I kind of do, but not really. Eric cooks a ton, but we have completely different taste preferences.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Oh, really?
Wait, what's yours taste preference, if I may ask?
he wants he describes it as he wants food to punch him in the mouth.
That's my girlfriend. She likes vinegar. She likes spicy.
Yes.
I
yes.
don't like either.
You guys are bland food fans?
Not even bland. I just don't like spicy or pickled or vinegar. Like, those are.
Those are like my
I
favorite
don't like
flavors.
mustard. Like, I
Speaking
like.
my language here.
I want bland. I want bread. That's
Yeah.
any opportunity for bread, I'm just happy.
I have a very. My girlfriend calls. She calls it a very Japanese palate.
Oh.
Like, I like very simple meals.
So like white rice.
Okay.
If I could eat one meal for the rest of my life, it would be raw salmon with rice with furikake.
I mean,
Okay.
that sounds good.
That's my favorite meal.
I feel like I'd get so sick of that so quickly, though.
I eat it 3 days a week.
So you would have someone take care of the cleaning.
Everything. Yes, that would be amazing.
But then you'd have to do all the food stuff.
I don't really do a lot of food stuff.
That's true.
Cereal.
It'd be a lateral move, yeah.
Toast. Bread. I was thinking about it a lot because I was like, well, if I had all the cleaning taken care I was thinking about this while I was doing laundry last night. And how like laundry, and I feel for anybody who has kids and a family and like having to do not just your own laundry, but like an entire family's worth of laundry.
Yeah.
Nightmare. It's just like something that you do and it's never done because it's just
you're always wearing clothes.
you're always just making new laundry to do. And
That's
then
the
same with,
hardest part.
dishes.
Like, it's just endless.
Yeah.
For the rest of, and like, I have ADHD. I get no joy out of any of those tasks, which means I just never do them. I
That makes
love
my
it when it
ADHD
is
good.
clean. I wish it did. I also have OCD, and that you'd think would be like, oh, I love like
You'd wanna
Monica
clean.
Geller. Like, nope,
Yeah.
nope.
Yeah,
It's just the worst of both worlds, basically.
Truly.
as the eldest daughter in a family of 5, I've
boy.
done a lot of laundry and cleaning in my day. So I think it's just like instilled in me. Because like I like my girlfriend will like go out to like brunch on a Saturday, and I'll be like, oh God, she's gone. I get the whole bed to do laundry on now.
Yeah.
I get the whole bed to myself.
Whenever Trevor is out of town, I get so much done cleaning wise. And it's not because like he distracts me from it. It's
No.
more of like, well, if he's home, I'm going to be spending time
Hanging
with him
out,
or
yeah.
hanging out. And so if I'm home alone, that's when I'm like,
Productive.
hop on a podcast
Yeah.
and just like go to town.
I am like disgusting when Eric is not there.
Yeah.
All like semblance of like civilization is just gone. I like am in animal mode. Nothing gets done. Nothing
Goblin
gets,
mode, yeah.
and I'm just like, no one's here to see me and all of my sloth. Like,
Exactly. I could be the real me.
My favorite purchases I made in the past 12 months. I got one of those. I got a Dyson, like I had a normal Dyson vacuum, but then I got the portable one.
me too.
Wait, is the normal Dyson vacuum not portable?
No, it's an upright
Oh,
canister.
that plugs
The
into the wall.
plug in.
the animal ball V2 or whatever it's called.
Sure.
Because I used to have carpet and a cat and terrible allergies.
Oh,
Carpet
great.
and a cat.
Great
So
combo.
I got that, but then I moved into a place with all tile. So now I have the portable one because it has a tile specific head. But also, you know what's better than that?
I also have a tile specific head.
It's a squeegee broom. Changed my fucking life.
Squeegee broom.
It's a broom with like little plastic bristles, and I can vacuum the entire house and then go behind it with this and get like an entire dirt pile I missed somehow.
Oh my
it's
God.
crazy.
Wow.
It literally changed my life.
I love that
sounds
for you.
Amazing. I feel like this is how we know we're older
Adults,
now.
yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I was also thinking of just
Getting
like,
excited about different vacuum cleaners.
It's a
cleaning
truly
products.
life-changing, exciting
Yeah,
purchase.
it is.
I got one recently, and it was like,
it's nice, right?
I have to have some sort of novelty, so like it made me actually want to vacuum for a while.
Yeah.
It was such a nice hack. It's kind of faded away,
But
but
if you what kind of floors do you have? It works on carpet too.
carpet, yeah.
Okay, so that's the thing. It works on carpet
Yeah.
for pet hair.
Yeah.
Also, you should try it. It's
Does-
very cool.
Does your dog shed?
Not really. He is
you got
he's half poodle, half cocker
Yeah.
you
spaniel.
got a hair dog.
Yeah,
not a
so
fur
he's
dog.
like hair. So
I
it doesn't-
love
he
that
doesn't
for
really
you.
shed very much. Yeah.
Oh,
Didn't plan
interesting.
it, but it worked out great.
He's like the perfect dog.
He truly is. If there's one thing anybody takes away from this episode, it's that I have the perfect dog.
I don't know.
Hey,
His eyes
Take that away from this
are a
episode.
little too human.
Are you about to insult my dog?
Yeah, he's got human eyes.
You, said
Okay.
you think he has human eyes?
He's got human eyes.
No,
Yeah,
incorrect.
humany. They're
I'll,
very
I'll, I'll
humany.
post some more photos because any excuse to do that.
I was gonna
Human
say.
eyes.
Now you
He
have to.
just has a lot of soul. He's got big feelings.
He's got human soul behind those eyes.
He's like ready to cry at any single moment.
Like a human, you're not. You're making my point for me.
Well, speaking of being ready to cry at any given moment, let's get into our astrology questions.
Oh, you would say that, you Cancer.
Yeah, so I think we should talk about like what all of our signs are to get started.
Okay.
Yes.
Or at least our big three.
Sure. Yes.
Big three. And maybe you could walk us through like what each three typically
Yeah, what are
indicates.
the big three?
The big three. Thank you so much for asking. The sun sign, the moon sign, and your rising sign. The sun is yourself. It is, I mean, if you think of it in the planets, it affects everything. Like, what are you without the sun? Not
Nothing.
much.
Not much.
Not much. Your rising sign is also yourself.
What?
Stick with me. It rules your first house, and your
Okay.
first house is the house of self. So it's essentially like the two flavors together are who you are. So I am a Libra sun, I'm a Virgo rising, so I'm a Virgo flavored Libra. Right? The moon sign is the self that you know best. It is your subconscious, your instinctive, your emotional, very emotional self. It's also not something that people see about you right off the bat.
Yeah.
It's when you're really comfortable with someone, it's going to come out more. So like I have a Leo moon and I am much more outgoing and dramatic and creative and playful when I'm really comfortable with someone,
When you
but
know someone really
otherwise
well.
Yeah.
I'm much more reserved, like as a starting default sort of setting.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think Leos are typically very outgoing, very
Outgoing,
like
yeah.
center of attention,
Oh yeah.
part life of the party kind of thing.
Yeah, they want everyone to be having a good time, and if you're not,
Excuse me.
It's personal.
yeah, like, I'm gonna fix that. It's not really up to you. I'm gonna make you have a good time. You're welcome. Yeah.
And then to find your various signs and the different houses that all of your signs are in, you basically have to know where you were born, what time you were born,
And the day.
the day you were born,
day.
of course.
Yeah, and you can still find out a lot about your chart if you don't know the exact time.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different ways to do it. The moon is it moves 6 degrees within like 6 degrees every day. So basically, if you don't know what time it was and you look up your moon sign and it's like 15 degrees plus or minus 6, it's still going to be within 30, which
Yeah.
means it's definitely that moon sign. But if
Okay.
you're on the cusp of like 28 degrees or like 3 degrees, it might be a question of this
Yeah.
moon sign or the one before. But
Oh, interesting.
you can still learn a lot, and you know all your planet placements. You just might not know the houses.
Gotcha. Okay. So much to learn.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be taking notes.
You should
during
be.
this
It's
thing.
it's
You should
very
be.
extensive.
Yes.
I
I have
also
2
like
astrology books.
astrology to me is just so much fun.
It's fun.
It's
like
fun.
and that's the thing that I think most people when they like shit on astrology, they
Yeah.
think people are like, this is my religion, this is what I live
Yeah.
by, this is how I like everything. But it's
Yeah.
ultimately just fun and like it's not hurting anybody. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
something cool. Also like the fact that our bodies are so much water and the planets are so involved in
Yeah.
astrology, it's like
The
I feel like there's a
moon's gotta
connection
do
there.
something to it.
Moon's doing all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff.
Who knows?
It's moving us for sure.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm a Cancer sun, a Cancer moon, and a Virgo rising, just like you.
Virgo rising.
What are your big three, Barbara?
So I'm a Libra sun. You're welcome.
If you want.
TikTok hates Libras. Sounds like a you problem.
No, I feel like TikTok loves Libras.
No, I feel like
It's one
TikTok
or the
hates
other.
Libras because
yep.
they're indecisive and like they think they're fake, but they're not. They just like don't know who they are yet that day.
Sure. Sure. Thank
Yeah.
you. Oh.
Wow.
No, yeah.
That day.
I lived with
Right.
a Libra my entire life. My mom's a Libra. My last roommate was a Libra.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to them. My
My-
sister's a Libra. Jesus.
Surrounded by them.
They run in. My mom's a Libra. My dad's a Libra. I'm a Libra. My brother has a Libra moon. Like
Jeez.
it's a lot.
My mom and my sister are Libras, and my dad in the middle is Scorpio.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a Leo moon
Mm-hmm.
and then a Virgo rising.
Virgo rising.
Like you. Yeah.
And what about you, Griff?
I am a Capricorn double Aquarius. I have a Capricorn sun, Aquarius moon, and rising.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those Capricorn and Aquarius are like right next to each other.
They're right next to each other. They are right before and after each other. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your chart looks so cool. It's everything all
It's
on one
one
side. Like,
straight line. Yeah, it's a triangle.
yeah.
Before we get into our questions,
Yeah.
knowing what you know about our signs and our placements,
Sure.
what could you tell us about
Yeah.
ourselves?
Drag us.
Because that I think is like one of the best parts of astrology is having people tell you about yourself, and you could be like,
It is. Correct. Yeah. Who wants to start? Griff?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's just,
Just in case it got cut. Okay, so I'm a Capricorn double Aquarius, and you
Right.
said my chart looks crazy.
Your chart looks wild because so Capricorn and Aquarius are very near each other.
Yeah.
So like it's a circle, right? And they're all on the left, and it's just like red lines, the lines are aspects, which I know about to know enough that I don't know anything about them.
Got
But
it.
like
I
it's
also
all just crammed into one little section. It's
I also
wild.
think my entire chart is only 3 or 4 signs.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's all
It's Capricorn, Aquarius, Scorpio.
Yeah,
Is that
and then
it?
you've got your north node is Sagittarius, and I think your Chiron is Virgo. I'd have to double check.
Yeah, it's like it's not very diverse at all.
Yeah.
Not at
I'm
all.
very-
You are consistent.
I'm
I'll
very
say.
thank you. I've been told that a lot.
you are,
Actually,
you are a consistent person.
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
You know what you're gonna get with Griff.
That's very true.
Yeah, I would say the only other person I've seen, like whose chart I've personally seen, who has more Capricorn placements than you is Trevor Collins.
Yeah,
Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
he has 7, and you've got 6.
that's crazy.
Capricorns.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
Capricorn is an earth sign. Earth signs are typically very like practical, working, grounded. Capricorn is the cardinal earth sign. So cardinal signs are initiators. They are the start of every season. You are also you are also cardinal because Cancer, and I'm also cardinal because I'm a
Oh,
Libra.
look at that.
So look at that.
Cardinal.
Cardinal.
We're all cardinal.
Cardinal. Anyway, back to pegging.
The idea of us cutting everything out in between that part of the beginning and now.
Yep. Capricorn is very determined. It's the mountain goat. So when everybody looks at a mountain and goes, how the hell does anyone get up there? Capricorn is like, oh, big picture. I need to get up to the top of the mountain. Little steps, just boom, you glance back over and they're like halfway up. They're just very like steady, determined. They'll get the work
Yeah.
done.
That's all I got here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spite. I run off of spite. That's all that fuels me.
It's motivating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's extremely motivating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have an Aquarius moon and Aquarius rising.
Which is why I'm fun.
True. It gives Aquarius is air signs, and it's also like the weirdo air sign.
It
right?
is.
It's the like up in the clouds, not in like a soft, dreamy way,
No,
but just like I'm 5 steps ahead of wherever all you people are.
Yeah.
Like very ahead of its time, very quirky, very funny, very very sarcastic. I think that I always go back and forth on this about myself as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm nice or I'm kind, but I don't think I'm both, and I would definitely say the same of you. Keep in mind, I don't know you that well. Like we've met, we've
I
bonded,
feel
but like
that's a very also like things that people say about Canadians that they're like Canadians are polite. They're
Yeah.
not nice.
I think I
So
am
feel like
kind.
and
yes, that's what I think of myself as well.
I'm like
And
when I think of that like East Coast, West Coast, I'm very much East Coast. I'm
Yes.
not nice. I'm kind.
my mother's from New Jersey, so I'm not a
My
nice
mom's
person.
from New Jersey.
but-
Well, technically.
but you're kind.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, she's born in Mississippi forever, and then
Okay.
and then they moved to New Jersey
Okay.
for a really long time, and then in Georgia. So
Oh boy.
It is fun. That assessment though of Griff, I feel like is so
Does it feel accurate?
Especially because like especially when we used to do more content together.
Yeah.
I would be like working at something on my computer and Griff would just be like, "Hey Barb," and I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And then she would just start going off on like 6 ideas that she had for like different series, different shows, different this like, and I'm like, where did this all come from?
Ooh,
I have a lot of notebooks.
I love that for you.
I have a
I'm
lot of
obsessed with notebooks.
Notes apps.
Yes.
I'm getting
Yeah.
into Notion right now. That's going to be a game changer, I think.
What is Notion?
I don't.
It's a note taking app, but you
Oh.
can like automate it to be like a second brain. It's a whole thing.
Oh gosh, AI.
Oh. I sure love writing things physically, which
I
is a
do
problem
too.
because I have a broken wrist and I can barely
You
write.
do have a broken wrist.
Do you have a
do.
broken wrist? I love writing things physically. It's the only way I can
Yeah.
remember stuff.
It's so much
But I
more.
have so many notebooks.
Yes. I write down notes and then I lose track of them for years and come back and go, what the hell did this mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Aquarius makes you very quirky and fun. And Aquarius is also like, I don't care what you think about me.
Yeah. Okay.
I know what I know.
Yeah.
I know who asked you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that gets me in trouble, but yeah, no, that's accurate. That's very true. That's very true.
Sure.
It's very much if you don't think I'm right now, I will be eventually.
Yeah,
will
you don't think
see.
I'm right. That's a you problem because I am.
Like the shoes
Yeah.
or the
shoes.
eggs. It's a previous podcast.
I kind of love that I don't know anything beyond shoes and eggs.
Yeah.
And I'll just agree.
that's,
Yes.
That's Rooster your teeth lore.
Yeah.
Deep down.
All I'll say is I do not support Kanye West,
Hmm.
and also all of everyone in agriculture is lying to us to maximize profits. That's it.
Sure.
That's all I'll say.
The other thing about Aquarius is they are extremely fond of people, not people one-on-one necessarily, but like society, community, humanity. They're very like, so they can seem like cold or reserved, like person to person, because
Yeah.
they're not like the most emotive sign, but they care very much about like society and people as a whole. And they also are like, listen, none of this is real and capitalism is a joke.
Shit.
And I think we should all do we should tear down the structure and do something
fuck.
totally different. Mhm.
I've got.
That's not Griff at all. What are you talking about?
I definitely didn't radicalize our audience into socialism over the past 6 months. I've never done that, and I would never do that.
No.
And this isn't all fake, and I don't think that fiat money shouldn't have ever been introduced to our
Correct.
economy.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Yes.
We've all been there. You walk into your favorite pet store, pick up a bag of dog treats, and don't recognize a single ingredient listed on the back. It's just a bunch of nitrates, and other ingredients that sound vaguely familiar from high school chemistry. Well, Colorado Pet Treats, a woman-owned, Denver-based company, is challenging the way things are done by creating single-ingredient dog treats without any fillers or preservatives. And because their treats are single ingredient and come in a variety of flavors, they are perfect for any allergy-prone or picky dogs of every size. I don't have a dog, but I gave Griff some of these treats, and her words were exactly, my dog goes ape shoot for these treats. I'm gonna just keep it PG for this ad read, but literally her dog is obsessed with these treats and loves them, goes crazy for them, wants more. And I know your dog will as well. And as a woman-owned company, Colorado Pet Treats prioritizes diversity and social responsibility in everything it does, which we completely love and support. So stop settling for unhealthy, overpriced dog treats and make the switch to Colorado Pet Treats. Trust us, your dog will thank you. Visit coloradopettreats.com and use the code OPEN10 at checkout for 10% off your order. That's OPEN 10 at checkout. Hope your dog enjoys. Hey everyone, we wanted to take a moment to remind you that RTX 2023 is happening this July 7th through 9th. Join us this summer for a memorable weekend at our Camp for Indoor Kids, featuring over 15 live shows, special meet and greets, exclusive parties, fun panels, and so much more, with guests ranging from your favorite RT groups like Funhouse and Achievement Hunter to friends like Therapy Gecko and the Super Carlin Brothers and new rock stars. RTX 2023 is an event you won't want to miss. Badges for this 3-day fun fest are available for as low as $55. Thank you guys for listening to us talk about RTX once again. We are just so excited to meet all of you there. So head over to rtxaustin.com to get more information about the event and, of course, to buy your badge. See you there.
I definitely didn't tweet 3 times last week that we need to ensure some sort of violent class warfare. I definitely didn't say that.
I definitely don't follow you on Twitter and feel like you're absolutely correct about a lot of these things.
I think we all do.
Barbara,
Oops.
Yes, Barbara. Which
How are-
is so funny that
you've got
doctor.
Cancer, and you've got Virgo.
I am a Cancer. Don't say I've got Cancer. I'm like,
Barbara, you've got cancer.
let's not manifest this.
we brought you here to tell you some news.
I always joke how Cancer is just like the worst sign. It's called Cancer.
Yeah.
It's a crab and
Yeah.
it's a 69.
Yeah,
And
well, that's
we
the best
cry
part.
a
That's
lot.
the coolest part.
Yeah.
Eh.
How are your feelings? A lot of them.
There's a lot of them.
You got a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't like showing them to people, though, do you?
I hate it.
Yeah, you hate it. Yeah. Yeah. But you got them.
Oh, they're there.
Cancer is a water sign, and water signs are much more in their, like, they're known for their feelings, right? Air signs are of the mind, water signs are the feelings. And so, it being the crab, soft center, hard shell. So, don't come near me when I'm having all my feelings, but I'm having all my feelings. And then to have it with a Virgo rising, which I also have. Virgo is an earth sign. It's the mutable one. So, it's kind of like you can see all the pieces on the board and you can change your minds. It's kind of hard to predict what they're doing because they'll just shift depending on new information. So it's also Virgo is a perfectionist. They're critical. They're critical of everyone. They're very critical of themselves. So you've
like
got
I'm more critical of
you've got a lot of feelings and you're like, am I feeling my feelings wrong?
You know,
Am I reading you? I'm so sorry.
I hate this.
like
Why
I-
did we ever do this?
Typical
I've
Cancer.
heard you say that before.
Yes. So I'm just like, I feel like this isn't the appropriate emotion to be feeling right now. What is wrong with me?
The good news about Cancer is it's ruled by the moon. And the moon
Is that good news?
Sure. Listen, I'm a Libra. I'm going to tell you it's good news.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to package it all. It's like, this is why it's great for you.
Yeah.
Even if I think differently, which I don't.
Oh, good.
Ruled by the moon changes signs very frequently. It's every like 2.5 days. So your feelings tend to be strongly felt, but not necessarily like, I felt the same way for 6 weeks. You don't get stuck in your feelings. You kind of you flow.
Oh, they ebb and flow like crazy.
Yeah.
Like I'll be having like the worst day in existence one day, and then the next day I'm just like, why did I ever feel like that?
Weird. Don't know
Although I
who
feel
she
like,
was.
Yeah, that's a pretty
Said
normal
that.
thing. Yeah, surely not me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. And I know like that we had some questions come in. I did ask for like
Sure.
some astrology related questions. And there were some questions that are just like, oh, with horoscopes and things that we grew up kind of reading when it came to astrology. There was a theory, obviously, and I think some places are maybe more accurate in this than others, of if you read a horoscope, anybody could relate it to their life if they think it's meant for them. And so like pulling out things where it's like, yeah, I could relate that. I could see that here. So like, what would you say to people who feel that way about astrology?
Like it's obviously not real because they only know about sun signs and horoscopes.
Yeah.
Maybe you should learn a bit more about it before you decide that it's all bullshit.
That's true. I thought I was on the bullshit train for sure.
A Capricorn? All day.
But then I had this one app called CoStar read me the filth for about 3 months straight.
Yeah.
Uh,
CoStar gets in there deep.
yeah, I'm not saying that CoStar predicted that I was going to go from sales to doing this what I'm doing now, but it definitely did, and that's crazy.
CoStar is not my favorite. If we're gonna go ahead and drop what apps we should all be
I'm
using.
poor though, so
Please.
it's free.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's free.
Oh.
I think it's free. I don't know. I paid for the pro version recently because I just can't stop. I can't stop. I have the birth charts of my therapist's children. Like I have a problem.
I also love the fact that you like have birth charts just of
Everyone's.
people. Yeah, because you have
Everyone's.
mine, you have Trevor's, I
Yes.
think.
I have
Yeah,
your
mine.
parents.
My
I have
parents.
Barbara's parents in my phone right now.
I did text
So
my
funny.
parents one day being like, I need to know what time you were born.
And
I
where.
remember
For no reason.
because your father, is he a Virgo?
He is.
Yeah, and he went, well, it's not real, but here you go.
Yeah.
Virgo.
He went,
Yeah.
just so you know, astrology is not
I'm
real,
gonna go
but
ahead
here it
and
is."
criticize you. First of all, this is incorrect. But here you go.
Yeah, my mom, Libra, she was like, oh, that's the devil, but like, tell me about me. Libra.
Libra. What? You want to talk about me?
Talk
I
about
don't
me, though.
mind.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Witchcraft, but like also, what's it say?
Yeah, people who only know about sun signs, it's very, very, very little of a chart. And
Yeah.
the horoscope is like, I don't really get into horoscopes unless they're like actually very in depth and like, hey, Mercury's doing this and that's how it's affecting you
Yeah.
based on your chart placement. But like, you're going to have a fight with a friend. Like, I don't, all right.
Sure.
Yeah. Or
Sure.
like, not even that, they're like, someone close to you is going to
Yeah.
do. It's like, they keep it, I think, on purpose very vague.
Yeah, it's very like pop astrology, which can be
Yeah.
fun. Like I follow a lot of astrology accounts on TikToks that are like, here's how a, Capricorn is on a date and with a Scorpio, and it's like just like stupid dumb bits like
Right.
that. That's
Yeah.
always fun. But
But then also, like, how come everyone I ever know has had something terrible happen during their Saturn return?
oh, Saturn return. You guys want to get into Saturn return?
What's a Saturn return?
I
thank
got
you so
mine
much for
last year.
asking. Yup, yup.
It sounds like a period or something.
It is.
I would
Wow.
rather have a period.
I would rather have a period.
Wow.
Yep.
Than
And knowing how both of you are affected by periods.
True.
That's saying
Yeah,
a lot.
it's not. It's a lot. Let me check real quick because you have. Okay. All right. So Saturn return. Yeah, I remember your Saturn is an interesting placement. So we'll get into that, Kayla. You said I'm so ready for you to drag me. You got it.
Here to be
Saturn.
dragged.
Saturn return is Saturn is the planet, which is kind of like lessons. It's very. It's like a fatherly, stern sort of thing. It's gonna teach you the things that you need to know, and these lessons are not like gather around and we will look at the board. It's like you
Hard
learn
lessons.
hard lessons. Yeah.
Like, oh, you should not be friends
Yes.
with this kind of person or in this relationship. Or
think way
worse.
oh my god.
Okay, so here's the thing. Saturn, when it returns to the point in the sky that it was in when you were born, it happens sometime between the ages of like 27 and 30.
Yeah.
And it's basically like you enter a tunnel and the person you are on the one side of the tunnel is not who comes out.
Yeah.
So it's this very like tumultuous sort of like shit goes down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So has mine happened already?
Yes, it has.
You're
Yours has
33,
happened.
right?
I'm 33, 34 soon.
Yeah, so I think you probably went through your Saturn return.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you and I are the same age. My Saturn was moving to Texas. Listen,
That's a big upheaval.
people are like, that's not that bad. I have OCD and I want everything to be the same always. I want predictability, routine. I park in the same parking spot. I go to the same, like
you
it's
also
all.
were in San Diego.
Yeah, I was in San Diego. I have lived in three places.
downgrade.
I was born and raised in San Diego. I lived in Hawaii for a
What?
minute. And
And
now
you're
I'm
here?
in Texas.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, girl, you okay?
No.
But Saturn return real fucked you.
That's a fuck. That's a fucky wucky.
And it's like I love my life in Austin. I don't love Texas.
No,
I think we could
feel
all
the
agree
same
on
way.
that.
Like,
Yeah, I
Texas-
feel the exact same way.
Government just seems very against like
Women,
Life.
health, happiness, and
Minorities,
wholeness. And I
happiness.
want that for people.
Yeah.
And they're like, no.
Yeah.
So, you know,
today.
whatever. When we first moved here, I was like, I need some familiarity stat. And I went to a Target because all
That's
Targets
it.
are the same.
That was my safe space the first year I moved
Yes.
here.
Yes. I like didn't leave my house for
candle
like
aisle.
6 weeks. But okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, when I was in this Target, I look up and two men are walking by in cowboy boots, and I almost started crying. And I called my mom and I went, "What did I do, Ma? Everything's different." And I walked past the like sports, you know, and all the T-shirts, and it was all orange Longhorns. And I was
Yeah.
just like,
It's so
"Oh my God,
unfamiliar.
oh my
I was like, nothing's blue, nothing's red. What's going on?
I'm sweating." Yeah, it was a lot.
Interesting. Okay. I feel like I need to read up more on that. That's interesting.
Yeah, that was mine. And also during that time, my father is, you know, my father, but my dads were my uncles, and they both passed away during that time frame. So it
my
was just
gosh.
like,
Yeah, it's like it's usually like loss of a family member, moving, losing a job,
yeah,
like
a relationship ends,
ending.
a career totally shifts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
between the ages of 27 and 30,
Yeah.
like for you, where's yours? It's in Capricorn because
Yeah.
both of ours. The fourth and fifth house, depending on which housing system. So yeah, it might have had to do with family. It might have had to do with how you are like creative. It might have had, it shifts a lot.
yeah. Did anything happen between the age of 27 and 30 creatively that was different?
Quite a lot of stuff happened.
Did you find a book that was $6 and
66 cents that changed the trajectory of your life.
Your Saturn return may have been particularly challenging. Congratulations.
Thank
because
you.
first of all, Saturn is Capricorn and Saturn are like hand in hand,
Yeah.
right? First
Yeah.
of all, there's that.
There's that.
Second of all, your Saturn is in Aquarius, and it is your rising sign, and it is your moon sign, and this all means it's in your first house. So
Yeah.
you are very closely associated with like this emotional self.
Yeah.
And then also your Saturn is like, so very much who you are, how you see yourself, how you like move through the world may have just been like, well, that's different.
Oh yeah, it fully. My Saturn return completely changed me on like a molecular level, probably.
Yeah.
So
Congratulations, everyone.
thank you.
Well, let's get to some questions.
Sure,
'cause we
yeah,
did have some
let's
people
pause
write
that.
in. I specifically asked people on Twitter for astrology questions because
Oh,
we don't
yeah.
typically get those in to our email. Which, by the way, if you do want to email us at the show, for future episodes that aren't necessarily astrology related, you could send that to alwaysopen@roosterteeth.com. We'd love to hear from you. So let's get into these. I'm not a huge astrology guy, but why are half the women I've dated Geminis? I'm a Libra.
I don't know what to tell you, sir. But
He's air for air.
Air for air, yeah. I mean, like, Gemini, you want to talk about signs that are not very well liked on TikTok.
Yo.
They have...
Well, Gemini is seen as like it's the twin, right?
Yeah.
So
Twin,
like
two-face, whatever you want to call it.
But they say that about Libra, too. And it just seems to me like you don't know air signs very well. And I think that Libra and Gemini, I love Gemini. I have such a good time with Gemini. Eric has a Gemini moon, and I'm just... He's a little crazy. And it's
I think Gavin's a Gemini.
And Jeff. And you have a Gemini Mercury. And it's just like Gemini is curious. They want to know everything. And they're kind of like all over the place.
Yeah.
But part of that is because they are the mutable air signs. So again, they can shift on you. They're the twins, but also they're mutable. So like if they get new information or if they just like change their mind about something, people are just like, you lied to me. And it's like, no,
it changed.
Life went on. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
So they're just very chatty and very curious about everything. And they want to learn everything. And some people don't like that energy, but air signs tend to really get along with that. So I would assume that
Libra and Gemini.
Yeah.
you're just very drawn to women who are chatty.
Yeah. It's funny. I was thinking about this
Chatty
the
Cathy.
other day. My two strongest and longest relationships have been with Sagittarius. My first boyfriend who I dated for 6 years, he was born December 18th, and Trevor is December 19th.
Oh.
And then the only relationships that didn't work out were both Aquarius.
Damn.
Aquarius is a
Shoot.
good time. It's appealing for a while, but it might
Yeah.
be challenging because you have water in their air and it's just not necessarily. Plus, you have, not to totally sidetrack this, but you have Venus and Mars in Leo. And it's very much like I want to be reminded often that you love me. I want to see it. I want
I
to
didn't
know
get
it.
that from the Aquarius.
Oh, weird. Yeah, the ones who
partners.
are somewhat unfairly seen as like remote or cold. They're not. They just don't interact with people the same way that other signs do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's interesting. Yeah. It
Yeah.
could also just be, happenstance. But
yeah,
who knows?
who knows? Well, astrology isn't real, so it's
It's
definitely
not real.
not. It's definitely not.
It's not real, but like going off of this, does Bart peg? Does she have the?
Well, here's
am
the
I
thing.
a pegger based on my
Yeah.
signs?
If there's pegging going on,
Yeah.
you're the one doing the pegging.
I knew it.
Is
That's
what
what
I
I'm
would
saying.
say. Is what I would say. Yeah. Yep.
Blizz was wrong.
I know. We did something
Well,
where
what's new? I'm just kidding.
we filmed a video that'll be out for on the Rooster Teeth website for
Pegging video?
Yeah, actually, yeah. DIY.
Wow.
It's like one of the videos we did for our 20th anniversary. So if you don't know right now, Rooster Teeth is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year, and every Friday we have a piece of new content that we've made. And this one, I won't give it away, but we essentially had to like ask questions, and like you'd have to say, would this person do it or not do it?
Right.
I'm being very vague about what this
Okay.
content was. And Blizz said that I do not seem like a person who would peg.
And
I
I
was-
said incorrect.
I was offended.
Now, you've got cardinal sun, cardinal moon. You've got a mutable rising, but like, nah, you've got fixed Venus and fixed Mars, and Leo is the sign of like, what? I'm the main character? You got it. Like, definitely yes. Definitely yes.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's move on to another question. How does your Venus affect relationships?
Oh.
Specifically, what signs in Venus might be more compatible, and what this means overall for how a person might approach a romantic relationship? Thanks so much for the feedback. And this person who wrote in said that they are a Pisces with a Venus in Capricorn.
Ooh,
Interesting. The
So,
mother of the father.
Griff, you've also got a Venus in Capricorn.
I do?
So this is you do.
That's not shocking. It's going to be one of three things. So.
True. Very excellent point. Okay, so your Venus in general is your vibe. It's your attraction. It's what you are drawn to and what you draw toward yourself. So it's kind of, it's less about, it's romance, it's love, it's how you are drawing in platonic and romantic relationships. It's, if you've got a Venus in, say, Leo, you might be like, what? You want to feed me grapes and then like worship me? That sounds great. Like, but also,
That's my Venus. Is in
yeah,
Leo.
like,
That's you.
but I will also say that Leo is very loyal. They're very like ride or die kind of friend. Like they're very playful. They're very creative. They're very childlike sometimes, and they want to have a good time, So when it comes to how am I in relationships? I don't like necessarily going, well, it's all one aspect in your chart.
Yeah.
So it's like the whole picture, right? But for compatibility, you can be compatible with anyone. There's so many other things that could make it like this is not going to
for
work
sure.
out. This person having a Pisces sun with a Capricorn Venus, that's interesting because
Oh, yeah?
Pisces is the water sign that's very dreamy, very soft, very like... Pisces is really hard to pin down.
Pisces is also known as another very emotional sign, right?
Very emotional, very
That was
sensitive.
my worst relationship was with the Pisces.
I don't have very many water placements, so I'm so sorry, but I'm always a little like water.
I only attract water signs.
Wow. What is your current partner?
Well, actually, that's funny. So my first girlfriend was a Taurus. My current girlfriend is a Taurus, and in between that, it was all water. It was just a bunch of Scorpios and Pisces.
Yeah, I feel like you'd get on with earth signs better.
Yeah, I do. Capricorn's my favorite sign, obviously. And then my second favorite, sign is either that's a toss up between like
Libra
Taurus and
or
Libra.
Cancer. Yeah.
Or actually no. I lied.
Say you got two
actually,
options right here.
Taurus, Cancer, then Libra. Because Fiona is a Cancer. She's like it's my best friend.
Cancer is, well, she's also a Libra moon, so there you go.
Yeah, there you go. See,
Oh.
yeah, I love her.
Yeah. I feel
Fiona's a
like-
cusp though.
She's
too,
a
right?
cuspy. She's like the day before Leo, I think.
Yeah.
And I think that's why she's like
To me, it's
that.
always been so weird that Cancer and Leo are so close together because to me they just seem so different.
But that's why she's like that.
Yeah.
That is why she's
Right
like
on
that.
the cusp.
Cancer of all the water signs is probably easier for an earth sign to get along with.
Yeah.
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 I would imagine.
We'll take care of you.
Pisces has been the hardest for me to get along with. Me and Scorpios, if we're not dating, perfect. Oh, so good.
So good.
So good.
If you're
In
not
real-
dating.
If we're not dating.
That's so key. Like
It's-
I'm so
I
drawn to
love
Scorpio,
Scorpios
and
if we're
there's
not
nothing
dating.
that will ruin you like
Yeah.
a Scorpio man. You are guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Honestly,
But you may be innocent,
honestly,
I
the
don't know.
women too. BK on the
BK's a
BK's a Scorpio. Yeah.
She'll sting you.
Yeah, she will. I love her energy, and I knew she was a Scorpio the second I met her. Because when I meet one, I know. Because I'm just like, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
I
Like,
do love playing that game of like when you don't know someone's sign and then being like, what would you guess that I am? And
Scorpio
I feel
immediately.
like one of the first interactions you and I had, Griff, was like you were like, let me guess your sign.
I called you a Cancer. I
did,
think I
yeah.
called it. Yeah.
Like
Very
right
good.
away.
Very
I-
good.
What am I doing?
Water signs are the only signs that I'm confident about identifying, and also like other Capricorns.
I feel like I can identify a fire sign.
Okay.
Yeah.
They make it known. They're yeah.
A friend of ours, friend of the show, Troy Baker, is the most Aries I've ever met in my whole life.
Aries.
Woof.
Aries is Libra's sister sign.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with sister signs, you have the same energy, the same quality, the same thing expressed in completely opposing ways. So Aries is the sign of me. Libra is the sign of us. So Aries also is the youngest of all the zodiac signs. So it's very childlike.
Yeah.
There is zero time between a thought and it's in
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not lack of accountability, it's lack of forethought.
yeah, like a child. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
just had an idea and now they're doing it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you didn't think this through, child?
Aries.
Aries.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
I've never
love
been-
Aries.
I've never met an Aries that had a single thought before. Like, I've never been the Aries that wasn't like, oh, how was your day? So like I was trying to go home and like I was walking and this guy was like, hey, do you want to ride? I was like, yeah, I hopped in this car. Like, what do you did what?
Are you
Just all
okay?
vibes, just going
They're
with.
just they
you know.
literally run off of vibes.
So what does a Venus in Capricorn,
Well, Venus and Capricorn
Typically
for
indicate?
you and for this.
the writer?
Capricorn is responsible. They are. It's Saturn, so it's like very like hard work. You like the reward is the work. So you're when it comes to Venus with like romance and friends, you're going to be very dependable. You want to take care of somebody by providing for them is what I would imagine. No, yes, no.
Yes.
Is this feeling close to home? To pair it with a Pisces sun, you're going to understand emotion. You're going to be very sensitive. You're going to be intuitive. And then you're also going to be like, you're drawn to and you exude this very like, sometimes like domineering. Like Capricorn as a leader just is a perfect fit because they're like, I can see the big picture. I know the details. Let's do this. Let's get it done. So they're very dependable, blunt, not very soft.
get fucked.
Pisces is very soft.
I was gonna say the juxtaposition there is probably
Yeah.
That's why I
It's
never
very-
worked out with the Pisces.
Yeah,
I'm-
you're speaking very different languages.
I'm not soft.
Yeah. Eric is a Capricorn Mars. You have a Capricorn Mars. And it's very like
I
Eric
love you.
is a
Fuck
guy
you.
who knows what to do.
Yeah.
He's got a plan and he's doing it. Yeah.
Yep.
I love that about Eric.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite
Me
qualities.
too. Because I have so much Libra in my chart. I'm just like, you know,
No.
I need someone to just take charge. You made a decision? Sounds great.
Yeah.
I make a lot of decisions in my relationship.
Wow,
You do.
that's fascinating.
I like most of them, yeah.
yeah.
A lot of them.
This is an interesting question.
Ooh.
How much do you think astrology actually relates to our personalities versus just being coincidental or possibly manifestation? Like, do we really identify with our horoscopes, or are we just reading into the generalized information and finding a way to relate to ourselves? Similar to a question I asked before, but I think the manifestation part is interesting. Like, if you're like, oh, I know I'm a Cancer, and I know that typically means like I'm more motherly or emotional, or like whatever it is. Like, it's like maybe I lean into that now knowing.
Yeah. I think it really depends. And I think it's also hard because for most people that are not like ridiculously obsessed, like some of us at the table, it's hard because they'll hear like, oh, I'm an Aries, and then therefore this is everything about who I'm supposed
Yeah.
to be.
I'm
It's-
not mad all the time.
Right. I'm not ready to fight.
Yeah.
All
It's
the
like, first of
time.
all, yes, you are. It's like-
Let's maybe get a mirror. Yeah, how much is it like a coincidence, or how much are you sort of leaning into it because you know what it is? Hard to say. Again, astrology isn't real, so
it's not real.
it kind of depends. But I think it's always really interesting when you meet someone who goes, "I don't identify with my sun sign at all,
Yeah.
because then I
Not
want
even
to
a
see."
little bit.
Yeah, like I remember I saw a TikTok recently where Margot Robbie was talking about she's a Cancer and she doesn't identify with
She
it
has the
at
same birthday
all.
as me.
Oh my god!
And you guys have the same face too. That's weird.
Yep.
Oh my God, stop it.
Oh my god. I looked up her chart and she's got a ton of opposition, which is like a tug
Oh.
of war.
Interesting.
She's got a lot of Capricorn placements. And she's got Cancer, Sun, and something else.
Yeah.
And when you have opposition in a chart, it's a tug of war. So the Cancer is not fully comfortable because the Capricorn is sort of pulling you
Yeah.
away from that energy. So when you see something like that, it's kind of like, well, that may be why you're not necessarily like, oh, wow. Or someone like Trevor, who is a Sagittarius, but he has 1,000 Capricorn placements. He is a Capricorn
Keeps him
wrapped
even-headed.
in Sagittarius. Yeah. So he's a little chaotic, but he is a worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay, a little chaotic worker is
Yeah.
how I describe Trevor.
I guess my answer overall is, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Just for funsies.
Sure. Yeah. Let's just keep in mind it's all false.
Yeah.
So it's just a game.
We're just playing.
Just playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
playing.
just like Richard Teeth.
playing around.
We talked about it earlier too, but have you ever let someone's sign keep you from getting to know them or dating them? Which I have a funny story about. When I first visited Austin, this was like in 2009, I think.
Wow.
It was like Gavin was in town from the UK, and I was still like a Rooster Teeth community member. And I knew he was going to be in Austin. I had never been before. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'll come visit and like meet you and the Rooster Teeth people and like see Austin. And so I was going to stay with the Ramseys. And I came into their house. First time ever meeting them. We were chatting for a little bit. And then I think it was Jeff asked me what sign I was. And I was like, oh, I'm a Cancer. And both him and his ex-wife at the time, or ex-wife, now wife at the time, both went, ooh. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, we don't like Cancers. And
Get
like,
out.
We had both
Leave.
I think like they had both
Go.
dated Cancers, or like his
Yeah.
ex-wife was
Yeah.
a Cancer, or like something like
Yeah.
that. And I'm like, I don't know what it means. I don't know. Like, I'm sorry.
I'm
I
sure
will
you-
probably not be like that.
I'm sure you didn't overthink that at all. Yeah.
No, you
and
didn't
then
internalize
I'm still
anything.
thinking about
Yeah.
it now,
Replay.
like 20
Yeah,
years
no.
later.
2
No, of
a.m.
course
Let's
not.
think about everything we ever did wrong. Yeah, sure. I love that, first of all.
That's so funny.
I'm still trying to get Jeff to like me to this day.
We all are.
Everyone is. Yeah. Well, he's a Gemini, so he'll like you one day and then not. No, he's a sweetheart.
No, that's true.
Just
He's
nice.
got a, I don't know if he's comfortable with me sharing his chart, but I have his chart and he's a water moon. And I mean,
Yeah.
Little
man,
soft.
I mean, he's a big softie. He's
he
been
has,
public
Jeff
about
he
is
it.
has
actually
a
a softie.
ton of emotion. Like he feels
It's like you said, the
deeply.
crab, the hard exterior,
Yes.
just like the soft, gooey inside.
Yeah.
So sorry, Jeff. We need to cut this. I don't
blew
know.
up
No,
we blew up the
he'd be,
spot.
I think he'd be cool about it. He's talking
Let's
about
just not mention it to him. If he watches it, then
He's not gonna see this.
he has a Scorpio moon. It is the deepest of the water signs. It is the
man.
dark
Wow.
depths of the ocean
Jeff's
kind of
got
emotions. Like
demons. Jeez.
I didn't say it.
I think Jeff said
Jeff's got
that.
demons. That's the name of the episode.
But has it ever like someone's sign ever kept you from like, ooh, I don't think we'd get along, or like I don't even want to pursue this person or anything like that?
I feel like as a Libra, I would never in a million years go, oh, what's your sign? I hate you. Like that's bold, but I might think it. No, I didn't get this deeply into astrology until Eric and I were already married. So it hasn't ever stopped me from dating anyone.
Yeah.
But I'm always a little like, ooh, with water signs because I feel like I just don't understand. I feel like I'm just like I love, like there's so many people that have such prominent water placements that I get along with. Some of my best friends are water signs, but like I'm always just like,
That's how I feel about fire signs.
I love fire signs. Well, I have a fire
can't.
moon, so my emotions are very like I'm on fire feeling this. But I also have a Sagittarius Venus, so I'm very drawn to fire energy.
Well, water and air signs and earth signs are like, okay, yeah, cool, whatever. But fire
your
signs are
chart.
like, fire signs are like, what are you doing? My cat's a Sagittarius and it has ruined our relationship.
Cat's a Sagittarius.
Oh, you want to hear something fun about that? So I got this cat, right? I got this cat.
How do you
Sagittarius.
know when it? I guess you would know when it was born. Yeah.
Sure.
I got this cat, and I was trying to get the cat next to him. I went there to get the cat that was in the crate next to him. Lasagna, black cat, super cool. But that cat was hissing at my cat, and he was like being real like aggressive. And I was like, oh my god! And my cat, he was just like in the corner, like. So I'm like, oh my god, look at this sweet baby! I'm gonna adopt this little Siamese piece of shit. So I adopted him, and I named him Apollo. The Siamese cat has got blue eyes. He's really long, and I realized he's an antagonist, and that cat was hissing at him because he's an asshole, and he did something. I don't know what he did, but he's an asshole. He's an antagonist. He's a Sagittarius. I named him Apollo, not knowing his birthday.
Oh my god.
And for the viewers at home, Apollo is the archer, which is the sign of a Sagittarius, right? And I didn't know that when I named him that. And we don't get along.
You do
But
not.
you wouldn't want it any other way. Like, oh, it's a struggle? Wow.
Like, that's crazy, right?
How weird.
I think it's
I'm
weird that
obsessed.
that happened.
If you want me to do his full chart, you let me know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just figure out what time he was
Never
born.
done a pet chart. Oh my god.
How do you approach a friendship with someone that makes astrology central to their personality?
With enthusiasm.
Open-hearted, open arms.
Aggressively.
I
Are we in love?
I think like
Do it after this.
I should ask all of my friends that.
I don't know anyone who astrology is central to their personality. Like I
Yeah.
know you, Barbara, like are very much into astrology,
Yeah.
Right.
know a lot about it, have
Can't
very,
shut up about it, right?
But you also have other...
but there's other things.
yeah, Taylor Swift,
balance. Right.
Being
It's
funny on
astrology
TikTok.
and Taylor Swift. And yeah,
broken wrist. There's
Yeah.
so much about you.
I contain multitude.
Astrology's like
I'm short.
third
So
or
many
fourth on the
things.
list. Fifth on the list, even if you count that in
All
Tiny
right, we're
Tiny
getting a
Wife.
little-
But also like I'm sure you have plenty of friends who have no interest in astrology and you just don't talk about it with them.
Why would I be friends with someone who's not into it?
But,
No, I
guess,
mean,
you know, for someone who might write in who has someone in their life who has astrology be like a central part of their personality.
my question is, what's the issue?
Yeah.
My question is, how do I approach? Why would you approach it any differently than someone who's like obsessed with
Harry
Taylor Swift?
Potter.
Right. Well, that might be.
It feels like to me it feels like what this person is saying is like having like a Disney adult, Harry Potter adult type
Yeah.
friend where it might be a little
They're like, how do I deal
Much.
with this astrology? If you're a person who is like adamant that astrology is not real, all right,
cool.
like then you're probably not going to be very compatible with someone who won't shut up about astrology.
But also
Yeah.
like I have friends and I know people in my life who are like really religious
Yeah.
Sure.
and like they believe what they want to believe and I, you know, if it's not
Yeah.
harming
And you
anyone,
don't.
it's not harming anyone. And that's,
Yeah,
you
like
know.
I think people who, like the people who get so worked up about astrology that they go out of their way to be like, I don't approve.
Yeah.
You should not be into it. It's not real.
Yeah.
Show me the proof. Where's the science? You're kind of missing the point.
I think that about everything though. Like why get worked up about
Says the Aquarius.
anything?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We're all gonna
Life
die
isn't
one
real.
day.
You've also got like
Nothing
all
matters.
your, very true, all your Capricorn placements are in your 12th house. This is very,
My friend
you-
said something about that and it's not she said it's bad.
it's,
She said it made me depressed.
I have a 12th house moon, so we're on the same page
She
there.
said that's why I'm depressed or something. I
It
don't
could
know.
also be like, medical reasons, or like life is hard, so that's valid, right?
I have
But
dysrhythmia also.
sure.
And I think it's because of the 12th house. Dysrhythmia, I think that's what it's called. It's when you're born with a baseline level of depression that no matter what you do, no matter what medication you take, you will always be a baseline level of
Oh,
depressed.
jeez.
Love that for you.
And I think that's because of my chart.
You know what? Let's
Because of all
just
the
say,
Saturn and the 12
here's
and
the thing
Capricorn.
is that I don't necessarily think charts cause things.
No.
I do think there are some interesting coincidences.
There are some
And it's fun to just go, I do or do not relate to this. And that's the point. It's not a question of, is this real?
Yeah.
It's like, for the people who are like, oh, how do you prove this? Like, if say you're going camping, which I would never do because I don't like bugs.
Ew, that's nasty.
I'm right with you.
I don't even
Give
want
me
to
a
go glamping.
completely closed tent. If
Give
you're
me
gonna-
a cabin.
100%.
Like, not even a cabin. I want like a house in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Right. Go sleep outside. No.
Joshua Tree.
I would prefer not to.
Yeah.
But let's say you lose it and you're camping and all your friends are gathered. It's nighttime. You've eaten, and now it's a time of the night where we all tell ghost stories. Are you the guy who stands up and goes, ghosts aren't real? You shouldn't be talking about this. This is bullshit. Or are you just there to suspend disbelief and have a good time with your friends?
I say that, but just so I can go to sleep later because I'm scared.
Yeah, I don't like scary stories.
Ghosts aren't real.
This is not for me.
It's not real. Why are you even talking about that? You should be talking about this. This is stupid.
Yeah,
I would
astrology's not real. Cancers aren't emotional.
Just start reading everyone's charts.
That's the real ghost story.
Yeah, the 2023 version of Ghost Stories is reading
Yeah.
everyone's charts. Well, I love it and I find it fascinating, and I feel like we
fun.
should do more episodes on astrology.
Yeah.
I know
Oh, yeah, if you
we've talked
insist.
about having Mariel back on with her wife Hannah.
She's the one
Hannah.
she's the one who triggered my current like obsession,
too.
hyperfixation. Yeah, she did my chart.
That's crazy.
I know
She's a
getting her-
Libra sun with a Libra rising, and I have 3 Libra placements, so we're very like same page.
yeah.
And she did my chart, and I'll never forget. She goes, "You might be a bit more of a bully than other Libras," and I wear that like I have so much pride because whenever
No.
Eric's wife,
No.
when people say that Libra's a pushover, I'm so personally offended. It makes me want to fight.
You? No. What?
That's appropriate. Well, I love it, and I think we should definitely do a follow-up episode with them.
I would love to.
Please.
Before we end things, Barbara, you have some TikTok. You very active on TikTok,
Yeah.
and a lot of your stuff has gone very viral.
Yeah.
And some people watching might even recognize you from TikTok.
Oh my god.
But do you want to plug a channel people can find you on?
Sure. You can find me on TikTok at Small Rat Queen. People sometimes when they're arguing with me on TikTok, which again might be a bit more of a bully, they'll say something like, out of pocket or whatever, and then they'll go like, okay, Small Rat Queen, like I didn't choose my own
You
username.
chose that name.
Like,
Right.
you got me. Like, anyway, yeah, Small Rat Queen.
Also, then they could say they're arguing with a small rat queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that just
Royalty.
sounds more embarrassing
Yeah.
for them than it does to you.
That sounds more
Weirdo.
embarrassing for you that you're picking a fight on TikTok with someone that you
I
named
know.
Small Rat Queen.
And if you're going to pick that fight, you better be better at fighting than I am. And let's just say, I don't know.
You're double
I don't
Libra,
know.
I
It's
wouldn't
not
want to go
possible.
head to head with you. I've seen your response
I'm
videos.
good, actually.
Yeah.
I'm kind. I don't know that I'm nice.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah.
A perfect note to end the show on. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Barbara, thank you for joining us today.
This was fun.
For the first time ever, Griff, thank you for being with us again.
Of course.
I'm sure we'll have you back many, many times.
I'll be back.
And thank you all for watching. Thank you for supporting the show. If you're not already, please subscribe to the All Good No Worries YouTube channel where we have Always Open every single Tuesday, as well as some other great content every single Thursday. You could also follow us on social media. All Good No Worries on TikTok. We got allgood.no worries on Instagram. All Good Worries on Twitter. I'm probably on, who knows, Kick, Hive, Twitch, whatever we are on these days.
Rumble.
All the things. And make sure to subscribe on audio platforms if you don't always watch on YouTube. We're there too. And that's it. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Bye. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that episode of Always Open. If you're not already, please subscribe to our channel for new episodes every single Tuesday. And also check out our other shows we have on this channel every Thursday, including Let's Blend, a show where 2 people do their makeup together, and it's wonderful and wholesome and so chill. So go check that out if you need a recommendation.